All right, we're gonna be upgrading our coils. These are aftermarket coils. They're called Dragonfire. Of course, there's 4 of them in the box for your 4-cylinder engine. I've also got new spark plugs because if I'm gonna take these boots out anyway to replace them, I might as well change the spark plugs. This truck's only got 18,600 miles on it, so it probably doesn't need to be done yet, but I'm curious to see what it looks like. And these are supposed to be a little bit better than stock anyway. They're called the Iridium ones. I'll link all this stuff in the description so you know. And then I got chastised many times by not using NECs on my spark plugs when I reinstalled them. Even though I've never had a problem getting one stuck, I'm gonna go ahead and use this copper-based NECs lubricant on these. And it specifically says right there, it's for spark plugs. So first things first, let's get that cover off. If you don't have that cover, it's probably because you didn't put it, because it's not factory. I got this off of eBay and it was like 200 bucks, but it makes the engine just look a lot nicer. But you've got a bolt right there and a bolt right there, and it comes right off. All right, we've got that cover off. Sorry about how dirty this is. I just got back from the beach from last weekend. So I do need to get this engine bay cleaned up, but that's not gonna interfere with what we're doing today. We're gonna be replacing these coils and the spark plugs. You can see the first 3 are right here. And I need to figure out how to get to the 4th one in the back. All right, found the 4th one. It's underneath this kind of rubbery cover right here. You can just kind of lift it up. You will have to pull this out because this was going through a hole down to that. So you'll have to pop this up. And these, you can see these pop up too because there's one up here as well. But they're just plastic and they push on there. So you just pull them straight up. They come off. So that one might be a little bit interesting to get to because it's got a bunch of stuff in the way. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. I'm going to do that one first just in case I can't get it out. And if I can't get it out, I may not be doing this project today, but we'll see. All right, I was able to get it out. There she is right there. It's actually not in too bad a shape, but these new ones are supposed to give me 15% more power. That's what they call for, and a little bit more efficiency. So we'll see how that goes. So now I've just got to get that spark plug out of there and put the new one in, and then do the same with these 3. So let's get to it. All right, we've got the old one out. There it is. It's actually not looking too bad. It's a little bit discolored, but I've seen much worse. Of course, these only have 18,600 miles on them. But it is a standard 5-inch spark plug socket, so actually probably the same one you'll use for your lawnmower. Comes in most standard ratchet kits. And then here's the new ones we're putting in, the Iridiums. And I've already got some of that copper NECs on there. So let's thread this guy in, and then we'll finish the other 3. All right, we've got all the spark plugs changed and all the boots replaced. I call them boots, they're coils. Coil and boot combined, I guess you could say. But we're about ready to test drive this thing. All I got to do is put that cover on and clean up a little bit, and then we'll test drive it and see if indeed we have a 15% increase. All right, we're about ready for our test drive, and just in time because it looks like it's going to rain soon. But yeah, I've got that cover on. I just wanted to mention real quick, if you've got a 19 through 23 Ranger, this should still be the same part number. They looked identical, but just double check that. And I do have a video that I recorded on my 2020 about that. So hit up that playlist if you're looking to do this on your 19 through 23. All right, we're back from our test drive and everything went really well. I don't know if it's my imagination, but I don't think it is because there's a noticeable amount of power. It's not going to blast you back in your seat or anything, but I do notice it does feel like a little bit more power, and it does seem to be running a little bit smoother too. That may be a combination of the new coils and the new plugs, but she's running great, feels great, still really fun to drive, and we'll see you guys on the next one.